All right. What we got going on over here? Looks like it's the Friday Lather and Blade live train. So I figured I'd get in on that. I definitely got a lot of growth left. I had that shave yesterday, April 1st. Shaved the beard, but it came back overnight. So if I would have known that, I would have shaved the beard 1,000 times over. Anyhow, I am gonna get a shave in today. I'll just do the beginning swipe to the left so any comments show if anybody shows up. We're pulling up the caboose today with my favorite brewery, Holy Mountain. And this is King's Head. As you can see there, double oatmeal brown ale with vanilla and hazelnuts aged in bourbon barrels. And we got a light 11% there. Really good stuff. They normally don't give too much more than that. But of course, as soon as I say that, I find it. So King's Head is our double oat brown ale brewed with a large portion of malted and unmalted oats, Morris Otter and specialty English chocolate, and crystal malts. It was fermented with an expressive English ale strain and then transferred into fresh Kentucky bourbon barrels where it continued to age for 19 months. The 2020 version was infused with vanilla and hazelnuts. Right there. Now that's some good shit. We got the wax top, so we are going to have to pop that. I got the Benchmade right here, and so all I do is I kind of score the wax before I pop it. The wax doesn't, in all honesty, do too much because, you know, bottle caps are pretty good at keeping it contained, keeping the carbonation inside and keeping outside air out. But God forbid the cap failed. The wax would be like, that extra little bit of something. Hey, Doug, what's going on? Funny you joined. I'm just getting the wax off of a nice bottle here. Yeah, man. I was kind of waiting for the caboose to show up so I could go afterwards, but I must have preemptively went before you. So, let's try to get through this wax to some actual cap. There we go. I heard it. There we go. And we got the cap off of the wax. So, put that to the side. I got my bottle opener right on my brush display. I don't know. I don't have a problem. I can quit whenever I want. We'll just pour some of that right into this Holy Mountain anniversary glass. And there you have it. I could just smell my whole bathroom filling up with that hazelnut fragrance. So this is a bourbon barrel aged double brown ale with hazelnuts and vanilla. Oh, fuck, that smells good. Very nice. All right, on to the shave portion. We got Barrister and Mann's The Full Measure of Mann. And this is just a beautiful label. Looks like it has a skeleton with some flowers budding through the bones. Really cool shit. It's in the Excelsior base. You can see where I scrape some into my lathering bowl. I'll give you a look at the ingredients. Most of us are familiar with Excelsior. That's the little squiggle. That means Excelsior. And I fucking love the scent on this one. I fucking love it. Oop. There goes the razor into the water. But this is the Timeless Bronze right there. Let's go ahead and get to lathering. I got my Lancaster Razorworks brush scuttle with my brush inside. I'm just going to wring it out. And so we got a nice little badger brush. No hype knot. It's just a badger knot. And this is my Lutin Brushworks. Lutin ain't doing shit right now, but making us beg for him to come back. He was posting a little bit a while back, and I thought he was going to make a return. I actually talked to him, and he told me he was in the shop, but I don't think he had the motivation to start making brushes again. But this is Bloodwood, Black Walnut, and Bloodwood. And that's just a fucking beautiful custom from Lutin Brushworks right there. Hey, what's up, Ray? So we got our lather bowl loaded up, Lancaster Razorworks, as per usual. And let's get to lathering. Is that the 38? Yes, sir. Yes, it is the 38. When I first started buying, non-mass-produced safety razors, I got a Timeless in stainless steel, and it was open comb, and my technique was not fucking on point yet at all. It was not, and I just had the fucking hardest time getting a fucking good shave with it. And so what I decided to do was put it up for sale, and I took a little bit of a loss on it, but what I ended up doing was taking the proceeds to buy another Timeless with a standard bar, safety bar, whatever you want to call it, and then I got more familiar with that one. Now I gotta be honest, the bronze and .38 at the time was pretty fucking it felt super efficient, and it had more blade feel than the razors I was used to then as well. Hey, what's going on, Philip? No. I shaved my beard yesterday, so I'm not gonna do it again. I shaved it off yesterday. No, I'm not shaving the fucking beard. At least not right now. I'm about to go to Cancun on vacation when I get off of house arrest, and my passport, I have the beard, so I don't want to give them any reason to stop me at customs. But maybe afterwards, maybe once I get back, we can do a little bit of a beard shavage just to make it up to you guys. Yeah, I shaved the beard yesterday. It grew back overnight, so you missed it. Alright. I think we got a good enough looking lather right here. The Excelsior base is good stuff. I've been watching a few videos lately where they've been saying they've been having troubles with it. I don't really have any trouble with Barrister and Mann's Excelsior. I think it's great, and it's really easy to whip up. Alright, let's get some moisture on the face. If you're coming in late, I'm drinking a Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Aged double oatmeal brown ale, which is 11% alcohol, and it was then finished on vanilla and hazelnuts, and it is fucking heavenly. It's from Holy Mountain Brewing Company out of Seattle, Washington, and that's one of my favorite breweries from right here in my state. That's one, if you were to visit Washington and you asked me what's the one place to go hunting for good beer in Washington, I'd say head straight to Holy Mountain. That's my favorite. And this, even though this badger knot on this Lutin Brushworks brush, even though it's a no hype knot, it doesn't have a nickname or anything like that. It has very soft tips, just under medium backbone. I wouldn't consider it floppy, but it doesn't have, it splays very, very easily. I wouldn't consider it like super floppy though. Yeah, I don't see why people struggle with Excelsior. This stuff looks fucking banging to me. And speaking of banging, this scent on the Full Measure of Mann is bold, banging, beautiful, masculine. I love this shit. This is one of the fucking dopest tobacco scents ever made. And I think it's because it's kind of mousse de sax heavy, and I love that mousse de sax. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, like Evan Almighty. Our dipshit government finally passed a bill allowing us to receive beer shipments to our home here in KY. That's cool. I mean, fucking better late than never. Right here in Washington, that basically just happened in 2020 as well. So I used to make the pilgrimage to Holy Mountain every time they had a dope-ass IPA or stout release. And they're about 2.5 hours away from me. So I would do that on the drop of a dime to go get their beers. But now that they ship directly to our house, and they've been canning more since the COVID, I've been fucking just ordering it and having it sent directly to my house. It's fucking badass. Doug, you can order Trillium? Bro, we should do a swap. I'm telling you, Holy Mountain is the is the Washington State equivalent. Alright, here we go. We got a Wizamet Blade in the Timeless Bronze. Sorry, fucking lost it there for a second. Barrister and Mann's Full Measure of Mann in Excelsior. I also find it funny when people say that the Soft Heart is like fucking leaps and bounds better than Excelsior, as if they're not the exact same ingredients. I like it a little bit better. I like it a little bit better, but I don't think it's leaps and bounds better. I think the low supply and high demand is what kind of drives up the illusion that it's better. But they're both fantastic. They're the same exact ingredients. Different ratios with those same ingredients, but I mean, come on. How different can they be? And this Timeless 0.38 Wizamet, it has a very nice entry-level blade feel, non-threatening. It just, you know it's there, but it just kind of feels good, if you know what I mean. That blade feel. Is it the kitties, titties? Yes to Holy Mountain. Yes to Trillium. And yes to the Timeless. And I'm going to have to give a fuck yes for the Barrister and Mann Full Measure of Mann. That is a fucking banging scent. As of right now, the Full Measure of Mann is my favorite scent of 2021. And it is very high up on my ratings of like my all-time favorite scents. If you guys haven't picked up the Full Measure of Mann and you like tobacco scents, what are you waiting for? I guess I have to caveat that you probably need to enjoy mousse de sax. So if you've tried any other of Will's soaps that have mousse de sax in it and you enjoyed it, that's a good place to start. Get some of that fucking lather out of the beard and off the collar. Get it back towards the motherfucking skin there. SBR, are you taking Quinn to a brewery? That's a good question. Not this time, he has his kiddos. Oh. Whack. Well, hopefully you guys have a good time. It's always nice when you get to meet a fellow wet shaver in person. I know where I'm at. The only other wet shavers I know are my friends that I basically like forced them into giving it a try, and they adopted the hobby, but they didn't go fucking gung-ho like I did. They just basically bought themselves a kit and, you know, they worked through one soap at a time. And so be it. They might be a one soap, one razor, one brush shaver for fucking 5 years, but one day they'll get a wild hair up their ass and buy a second soap when they didn't need it. And then that's when the whole fucking thing begins. That little bit of choice, that little bit of variety. And then you got fucking SAD, soap acquisition disorder. And you got all these fucking choices for soaps, but you only have one brush and run one razor, and then you get the BAD, the brush acquisition disorder, and then the RAD, the most expensive of them all, the razor acquisition disorder. But then you're full gung-ho into the hobby at that point. Yeah, I don't know what people are talking about when they say that they have problems with Excelsior. Not me. Not me. That is one sexy looking lather. Next time I come out to CO, I'm going to take you to Bull and Bush and that German beer hall. That sounds fucking good, man. I meet Shave Cabe and John from 345. That sounds like a fun trip. Alright. Let's get this against the grain popping. Very, very smooth. The scent is like 7 out of 10. Bold, banging, there to be enjoyed. It's complex, so you don't really go nose blind to it. It's just kind of, it's just there. It's like it's it's like it's standing over your shoulder, you know what I mean? The scent is not going away in any form or fashion. And that being said, it's not, I haven't heard any stories of fragrance burns with this one. And I do think with Barrister and Mann, fragrance burns are fairly rare. So if I were you, maybe you could always reach out to Will and kind of see where the fragrance burn situation is at, but I would go ahead and buy with confidence. I don't think Barrister and Mann typically is the fragrance burn brand. God damn, that was nice. That felt fucking nice. Yeah, I've never gotten frag burn from B&M either. And really, when I hear about frag burn, which is rare in general, it's never from Barrister and Mann. Alright, let's try to get some of this off the face. I only do 2 passes. I do the with the grain and then against the grain. And I cut out that across the grain because I didn't really see any drop off in the end result when I got rid of the across the grain. And I actually got less irritation when I cut out that third pass. So with the grain, against the grain, still gets me to BBS, but less irritation than doing a third pass. Every now and then I'll do touch-ups if I feel like I need it. But I know my beard mapping pretty well, and I get BBS pretty often. And if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, I don't have any problem with a damn fine shave either. Alright, I'll take the Lancaster, get some of this remaining lather off the skin. That could not possibly have been more enjoyable. The fucking shave beer was on point. I'm using my favorite soap scent of 2021. I'm using a, at this point, unobtainium brush. Since Lutin Brushworks hasn't been making brushes for a while now. And that's always a pleasure to use. And then the Timeless Bronze always delivers a very smooth shave. It's not my most efficient razor, but surprisingly for .38, it has a very comfortable level of blade feel and a very, I guess not very, but it's a medium efficiency and it gets the job done for my growth. Obviously, I'm only shaving the neckline and the cheeks, but still. Alright, we're going to finish today's shave with the Club, the Shaving Shop Club. This is their signature scent, and it's in their decanter rather than the splash bottle. You can see all those fragrance oils on top. I'm just going to have one hand on the cap and kind of straddle the bottle there. Could even do a little two-hand action just to be safe. But you can see once all the ingredients get incorporated, it turns milky white. Will has really sensitive skin, so if it burns him, it's a no-go. I did not know that. I've probably heard that before, but it probably went in one ear and out the other, just total disregard. Anyhow, whenever I do something like this with no restrictor, normally I'll pour out the back so that the excess doesn't run over the top of the label. So pour out the back, and then on top of that, I'll cover it with my thumb and kind of cup the bottom with my remainder fingers, and I'll leave just a little portal for some liquid to flow through, and just like that, kind of restrict it. Funny enough, I find that huge opening to be way easier to use than PAA's aftershave splashes, which I hatefully refer to as shit strictors, hashtag shit strictor. Sorry and shit if you're a PAA fan. But I don't like PAA's aftershave bottles. We're just going to go ahead and do just a little bit more. Get a little bit more for these cheeks. That kind of got the tail end of that first application. And the signature splash is another beautiful tobacco. And that'll do it as per usual. I'll put the residual on the forearms, kind of flesh out that scent bubble. And that's it. So, if you haven't checked out the Full Measure of Mann, I 100% endorse it. My favorite scent of 2021 so far. That shit's banging. And cheers, guys. Thank you for the support. Hope you enjoyed the video. We're drinking some bourbon barrel-aged King's Head from Holy Mountain. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Dougie, if you're up on the live train, I'll see you in a minute. But cheers, guys. Till next time.